Businesses don't fail because they don't have a product. They fail mostly because they don't have enough customers. This is that step-by-step checklist of 7 items to get to first paying customers. Now we will focus on how to get there, but you have to follow through because there are some preliminary steps and mistakes which I have made while running my own $1 million startup, and I feel that that should be known to you. The first step is to finding a problem that is even worth solving. You cannot focus on any and every problem because you are now paying with your time and effort and energy and so much more. So you need to work on problems that are really worth your time and effort. So to figure out that, there are a few criterias which every problem should meet. Now, they must be in a big market, not just big market. It is better if the market is growing, and at the same time there is room to pivot. So you choose a big enough market where you can later on find a niche. uh, let's say you are working on an application that is based on the entire advertisers. Now you want to focus. Tomorrow you got to know that okay, these are the customers which are really helpful. Then you can divert your attention directly to just those specific type of customers. Let's say you are vibing with only the D2C customers and D2C advertisers. Then even in that entire advertisement space, you're not going towards B2B, you are not going towards B2C consumer brands, but you are going towards specifically D2C customers. Now in this segment, there is a possibility of creating some moat. If you are getting going towards VC funding, so if you have some possibility that hey, I can develop an IP or develop a distribution which is not easily something which competitors can copy, and that will give me a competitive edge, that is called moat. And that is also something which you should consider while creating and while identifying the problem. Now, talking about the customers itself, you have to focus on who you are solving this problem for and how frequently they face this problem. For example, if you are creating a toothpaste, then the challenge might be not so well toothpaste which exists in the market. Then the problem frequency is that a user has to use the toothpaste once or twice a day. So that is a very high frequency problem. Now, is that worth the found time? Are customers investing so much time into finding that problem or solving that problem or not? Are they even willing to put in effort? Are they taking actions? Are they searching for different kind of toothpaste which are more better? And do you sense that they are always complaining about the current toothpaste? So that's where you have to figure out whether this kind of a problem works or not. Third, on the next point is you have to figure out whether this kind of a problem you are suited to solve. There might be like there are so many challenges in, let's say, rocket ship. I don't know about rocket ships and how they work, and I don't have the exposure to it. So there is no match. Even if I identify the problem that hey, there is a lot of space debris, I might not be able to solve that problem today. So you have to figure out a problem which you can solve today. There is a fit, founder market fit, founder problem fit. Okay. And the most important part about a problem, what is the cost of not solving this problem for the customer? What is the cost the customers are paying if you don't solve this problem for them? Now the next step is once you have identified a great problem to solve, you have to figure out okay, what is the easiest, focus on this word, ideal customer profile is yes. You have to find the ideal customer for which you should develop a solution for this problem. the, and there are different criterias, but you have to focus on easiest, who is the easiest ICP which I can target, because you are not at a stage where you are going all out and capturing entire market. You just need the first paying customer, right? So you are going towards the lowest hanging fruit. So there is this curve in adoption journey where uh, very initially only the early adopters will check your product. Then there are laggards, at the end there are laggards and whatnot. So this chart suggests that hey, we are looking for early adopters, the guys, the people who really want to try something new, who are easily accepting new technology, new things into their current work system, right? These are the guys who would be easiest to sell as well. And a few criterias for early adopters is that these are the guys who are most frustrated about this problem. They are always complaining, maybe on Reddit. Find places where they are complaining, maybe on Reddit, Quora, YouTube comments, social circles, events, whatnot. Go through testimonials, go through websites. There are places where these kind of people hang out. So one, you have to figure out who are the people who are constantly complaining. At the same time, every kind of person, let's say I go to gym, or I go to gymnastics, I go to painting. So there are small clubs of people and they meet there. So in the digital world as well, there are small circles where people meet, right? There are different painters will meet at a different place, um, founders will meet at a different place, VCs will meet at a different place. So where are they meeting? What is that avenue where the density of your ICP, ideal customer, is maximum? It could be Reddit, no doubt about that. It could be Quora, or it could be conferences. So if you are in a traditional space, a lot of people go for conferences and a specific type of conferences. Let's say you want to just taking that space example again. If you have a space led company, maybe you are going to a conference which is just focused on organized by NASA, right? And now that you have figured out what kind of companies and people are these, then you have to figure out, okay, if these are companies, this is specifically for B2B, uh, business to business ideas, you have to figure out, okay, there should not be any bureaucracy. There should not be any free riders. So bureaucracy is like there is a huge organization with tons of stakeholders and multiple steps. You don't want that. You don't want people who are just willing to try. So even in early adopters, you will find people who just want to try new things but don't want to pay for this unless it works. So if you find those people, feel free to just discard such people from your ICP, from your lead list, from your customer base. Don't worry about that. The third is, now that you have figured out what problem to solve, who to solve it for, you have to figure out what is the solution that you want to provide to them. And the most important is, what is that 2 week solution? You don't want to spend 4 months, 6 months, 4 years building some solution unless you are PhD graduate doing something in something like OpenAI. Um, Most people should not spend more than 2 weeks by on developing a solution. For example, Dropbox, they just created and recorded a video of their services and they just posted it on a marketplace kind of thing, and they started getting, even if their app was not ready, they just posted a prototype kind of a thing and a video of that thing because the real thing was not working. They just posted it and they got the wait list. So to get to know whether even what I thought that hey, this is the problem, this is the solution, to validate whether the customers or potential customers in future would be willing to try it out. Is this the right solution you are building? So focus on 2 weeks. For example, the Glossier beauty brand was earlier a beauty blog, and there are so many companies like Product Hunt was just an email newsletter. Airbnb was just founders giving mattresses to random strangers in their own homes. Some kind of a delivery applications, delivery marketplace. You can start with a WhatsApp, take orders on WhatsApp, take orders on any messaging platform for a start. Don't develop. So first time founders build products, second time founders build distribution first. So you have to figure out what is the quickest way of building a solution. It could be WhatsApp, it could be no code. Use ChatGPT, ask for how to develop that. But when you are developing this, you have to focus on this one very critical framework, which is SLC. S stands for simple, L stands for lovable, and C stands for complete. So gone are the days of MVP creation, minimum viable product. There is so much competition. There is so many alternatives for customers. There is so much the with AI especially, creating applications has become so much easier that people don't want these solutions. People want a simple, lovable, complete solution. They are not looking for any half-baked, cooked kind of a random stuff. They are looking for what is that there is a complete solution which promises one thing and one thing itself and delivers on that promise phenomenally well. Now that you have figured out the problem, who are you solving it for, and what will be the solution which you will go for, you have to focus on the list of people whom you will reach out to propose that, hey, I have created this solution for this problem. How can I be a part of your company, your day-to-day life? So you have to create a lead list or that money list, the ultimate money list. Now, this list will have some of the important things, but the bare minimum would be there will be a name and there will be a contact info for sure. Now, one thing which you can add is reference. How do you know this person? How did you come across this person? And some context about why this is a suited or suitable person for this kind of a solution which you are developing. You can divide this entire list into two things. One is the people who are potential customers and the people who are potential connectors. So, connectors are not your customers. These are people whom you firsthand know about. They might or might not be the ICP. You think that they will be an ICP, but you also have a really close connection with them. It could be someone in your family, someone, some close friends. You don't want to sell them directly. Instead, there will be a different pitch for both these people. For connectors, you want to just say, hey, I am solving for this problem. You know they might have this problem, but you don't sell it. You don't ask them to become your customers. I will tell you why. But here you ask them, hey, this is the kind of thing I am trying to solve. I'm looking for more people. Since you are from a similar space, can you help me connect with a more few of your friends if you think this is a problem which they might be facing? So those are the people who are called connectors. Customers are random strangers which you found on Reddit, which you found on Quora, which you found anyways, and there you want to actually pitch them to sell them. We'll talk about how to sell, what to say later down this video. But for now, these are the tool lists. I want you to focus more on this potential customers. These are the strangers because they are the people who can really help you getting into that um, brutally honest feedback category, right? Another way to create this list is if you launch the product directly on some marketplaces. Okay, so let's say you can launch it on Product Hunt, you can launch it on YC's HackerRank, you can launch it on n number of places. So you can launch it on marketplaces. The best part about marketplaces is they already have customers, they already have a lot of people. Okay, and all these people are already looking for products. So when you launch your thing, there is a high chance that these guys will try it out. So you don't have to go and find individual products. But what becomes really important is tracking and feedback, which we'll cover in a subsequent step. So for now, you have figured out the solution as well as the list of people you want to reach out to, right? Then you have to figure out the simple sales funnel. Okay, which is how do you actually sell them. And there are a few steps involved. Once you have identified, hey, these are the list of people I want to reach out to. Okay, so all these people need to be categorized into what stage they are in this sales process. Are they have you contacted them one time, have you contacted them twice, have you contacted them three times, where have you contacted them? Through a message, through a LinkedIn message, LinkedIn, through call, through email, how have you contacted them? So all these things need to go in that simple sales funnel. Now all these stages, we will call it some stages, and there are simple stages which you need to follow. These are like cold. Okay, cold is a stage where all the leads which you can get, just put everything in cold. Then second is connected. These are the list, and these are the simplified version of the lead list which you will find in larger companies. So don't overcomplicate things. Cold, the people who have connected with, or um, let's rename it to outreach. So the people who you have reached out already, the people who have replied in one way or the other, the people who have um, booked demo, okay, and the people who, once they have booked a demo, they have expressed interest, still interest, and you have sent them something, um, let's say proposal sent. There will be some people who will fall under rejected, or either ghosted, all these kind of things. You can just create one list for rejected and put everyone into that list. So discarded or rejected, whether you reject, whether someone else reject, doesn't matter. Now there is a very important part of creating this. So you have to move people from, let's say you have 100 people over here, you have to move people down this list. So let's say there are 100 people, you have outreach to all 100 people, and only 20 of them replied, and most of them said no, but two people said, okay, I will book a demo. I will book a demo. And in that demo, um, actually add one more list over here, which is called demoed. Okay. So even if they have booked a demo, most people will not turn up. So this is the sad reality. Let's say out of two, one person turned up, one did not, and you have sent this proposal to this guy. Okay. So this is something which you need to follow. Now you have to calculate the percentages, that hey, how good or bad this is. So 20% is my reply rate, and 10% is my demo booked rate from the people who reply. So you have to fix that. Okay, this is the conversion. Now all this needs to come up in step 6, because when you are trying to get paid, you have to maximize the number of people whom you reach out to, the list which you have, and all these people needs to have at these all these stages. So they need to have three things at each of these stages. What are the actions you are going to take? Okay, what is the target? You mentioned like 120%, so you figured out that 20% is your target. Now you will try to increase it to 25%. Okay, so similar way, actions, target, and what is the communication, what is the message you are going to send them, what is the thing which you do. So action, it could be, hey, you have to make a call, you have to send an email, you have to do a number of things. Target is, I need to get these much replies, I need to cold call these many number of people. And the message is, what exactly I'm going to say if I send the email, what exactly am I going to say while on the call, how will I handle the objection. So all these things needs to be, there needs to be one document which contains all these communication messages at different stages. You can put all these into a Excel sheet as well, and create different rows with each of the action and stages and timelines and whatnot. Right now, getting paid, remember I talked about creating a SLC framework, complete. So when I say complete, not only your product should be complete, but as at the same time your pricing should also be there. So you don't need to create just features, but also Create a simple, complete product which can collect payments. Most of the time, we make that mistake. We don't add the payment gateway. And as a first time founder, as someone who is just starting out, do not give free trial. Okay. Generally, as much as you can avoid, do not give free trial. If you give free trial, the person in front of you won't understand or estimate the worth of your solution. Okay. If you are, yes, by not giving free trial, you are increasing the chances that, hey, that guy will not purchase. So instead of free trial, you can actually give a money back guarantee that, hey, I am a early stage startup, I need money to run my business. I totally understand you are a large company. I will do all the things which you want. At the same time, I cannot provide all these services or product for free. You need to give me some money, and I'm sure I will do my best to accommodate whatever um, new features, new upgrades, new feedbacks which you guys are giving at the fast at a really fast rate, at lightning fast rate. But at the same time, I cannot give you this product for free. Instead, what I will do is I will ensure that if you don't like this product, I will refund you all the amount. I will give back your money, but I need payment upfront. So that shows a commitment. Once the customer also pays you, then they are also in a position where they will keep on checking, and they will be accountable to them, their seniors, or their colleagues. So you have to ensure that you get paid. Create like a payment gateway, ask money, and if someone says, hey, can you just give me for free, you can even say that, hey, this is the system which we have developed, we cannot go beyond the system. It will be a real hassle, so just pay. If you face any problems, you don't want to continue, I will give your money back at the same time. So now you have to figure out a simple pricing plan. Okay. A best strategy is take your top 5 competitors. Top 5 competitors, look at their pricing. It will typically be zero, some amount, and custom. Okay. So this is something which you do. Forget about this, you just focus on pricing part. Okay. So take all these top 5 competitors, note down their price, one P1, P2, P3, dot dot dot, P4, P5. Let's take the highest instead. Highest, and go 20%, mark up by 20%. This way you are ensuring that the services which you are developing, the products which you are developing, is 100%, at least 20% better than any of your competitors. This way you are actually delivering that delta change in value. Remember, we were talking about what are the solutions, how the product. So you can be rest assured that your solution is way better than your competition. If the customers are not willing to pay this, either the problem is not identified, either your solution is not good enough, or there is no propensity to pay by the customers. So you have to ensure that you charge more than competitors. That is the sure shot way of validating that you are solving the right problem. And remember, we are not talking about hundreds of customers here. We are talking about just 5 or 6 customers, the first 10 customers, right? Once the customers have agreed to pay, share the invoice and onboard them on call. This must happen on call, with founders being there. No employee should take care of this. You as a founder should take care of this onboarding, and you have to track everything. So for example, Microsoft has free services where you can actually track what is happening. Microsoft Clarity will help you get clarity on what are the products, what are the areas that, people are clicking. You can track each of their movements. You can track how much time they are spending, where they are getting frustrated. All these kind of things are really important. Now, remember, you are creating all this in just 2 weeks time. So the thing which you need to focus on more over here is you need to ensure that you move really, really fast. So one is you are already talking to the customers and um, new customers and onboarding that, but to the existing customers which you have onboarded, you have to ensure that you are tracking their movements, what they are saying. You create a feedback form. Okay, there are third party services which can easily integrate, and people can suggest features and product updates. All the customers can suggest what they want, what are the things which they lack. So feedback is really important. You have to implement this, and at the same time you have to set up a 30-minute call per week, if possible, with at least 3 to 5 customers. At least 3 to 5 customers. Ideally, you need to have a call with each of your customers every single week, at least till 0 to 10 customers. That way, these guys will tell you more, they will be engaged in the process, and they will really like that. Hey, I am this guy or this company is really trying to understand where and how they can solve our problem. So you need to move fast. By as soon as you get on that call, you are given a set of features that the customers want, you add it to your pipeline, ship it ASAP, and tell them that hey, this is the update, whatever you mentioned that sounded reasonable. So our team worked on this and have shipped it for free. So I have a better version than what it is looking right now. If you want to download, you can download that for free. The link is in the description. Hope you got a hang of how to get your first customers, and all the best. Thank you.